All right, let's try this again. Maybe it'll actually take this time. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Tell you what, though, the goddamn internet is pissing me off. Fuck Cox. Those guys are a bunch of assholes, and they keep fucking all this shit up. I don't know. They're so fucking sick of this damn internet connectivity bullshit. Like I said, I'm really glad the kids ain't in fucking school, because well, you fucking drop my connection again. I'm getting all hesitant on my end. All right. So yeah. The fuck. Tuesday night, madness and chaos here at the TK and Drinks channel. But I guess it is what it is. So be it. See what else is. I even forgot what I was saying. I was talking about. Oh, Kitsune. Yeah, so Kitsune Brewing, gonna have a kick-ass fucking brewery here in North Phoenix, which I'm excited about. And go pick yourself up a can of Sax. Woo, I forgot there has still a little bit in there. Go pick up yourself a can of Saxaboom, or any one of his other. Forager's a really good IPA. Forager IPA. I like that one a lot. He's got one out right now. It's called Blonde with No Name. It's his blonde ale. It's pretty good. If you're into blondes, I definitely suggest getting it a shot. So what else? Oh, personal life stuff. Got some BS going on at work. So we've been going through a system upgrade from one version of a program. They use this SAP program. They're going from version 3 to version 4, and it's been just absolute madness and chaos with like trying to get people the right privileges and administrative privileges and all these different things to get. I mean, we've been out of our last program since August. August 25th was the last day that we were in the previous program. We've been kind of flying blind, trying to make things work with duct tape and bubble gum, and it's been miserable at best. But it finally is starting to look like there might be a light on the horizon in the future a little ways. So we made a little headway today on that. So I'm excited that excited that I actually have something to do at work as opposed to just trying to find busy work for myself and yada yada yada, which is pretty much what I've been doing all work. A lot of trying to stretch whatever we can find that comes up that doesn't take the program to do. So definitely happy with that. And see what else we got going on. Oh, got a new update on the homebrew that I've got going on. If anybody's been following me there, I have started a homebrew back last Saturday. So I guess that puts me, or I guess it's 2 Saturdays ago at this point, puts me like 10 days in today. I have not got a chance to go take my reading, but on day 8, I believe the reading was 1056. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a little more drop in there. I'd like it to get down a little bit farther before it stops, because it was only at 1.116 when I started. So I think that's going to fit where I'm at right now. I haven't done the math yet, but I don't think that's going to give me a very strong mead. I think it's going to put me right around like 9%. It is kind of what I'm guessing based on numbers I've loosely looked at. But if we can get, I'd definitely like to get at least to an 11%. I'd really like to get up to like 14% for my mead. But yeah, it's not looking like it at this point. But, fermentation I guess I'm just going at the pace. Like, it's not fermenting nearly as aggressively as it was previously. And it makes me just concerned that, that it may not be that I tried to load it with as much nutrients as possible using a Kveikis, which I hear is very nutrient it craves a lot of nutrients or to burn up a lot of nutrients. It's very hungry yeast. So I tried to 3 grams of it, and I loaded up, I think, with 2, 4, 6, 7 grams of Fermento. I put a gram in with the yeast, and put 2 in at every 24, 48, and 72 hours. And I've tasted a little bit. I'm hoping that's not a nutrient taste that I taste in there, because it was going hard and aggressive as I was feeding it. I mean, it was rock and roll, and I had apparently a little too much tar sand in my blow off tube reservoir, blow off reservoir in the reservoir, and it was bubbling because tar sand's got that property to it. But yeah, it was the bubbles from the gassing was causing it to bubble up in there, which was cool looking, but man, it was super aggressive. But like I said, now it's slowed down significantly, and I'm not really sure, how much longer. I've seen people, it goes for months in these stages, and they just let it continue to burp and do its thing and everything. I guess I'm going to just continue to take readings trying to take them every 2 to 3 days right now, and just keep looking for that steady decline or that steady flat line when it's no longer eating anything, and then do my best to rack it over into post fermentation, because I'm not going to go into a secondary fermentation, so I'm going to call it post fermentation. Throw it over into another jug, and I guess just at this point, just sit on it, let it chillax, and do some clarifying. It is most definitely not clear. It's way hazier than this beer is. It is thick, thick with haze. But I used 3.5 pounds of mesquite blossom honey and 1 gallon of water, so it was definitely going to be, a monstrously dense mead. I think. I mean, I think that makes a really sweet mead. I haven't seen anybody really suggest doing more than 3 to 3.5 pounds for a sweet mead, to start with. But then again, I only got up to 1.116. Now, granted, I pumped a ton. I pumped like 72, almost 72 ounces into there, and then pulled some of the brew off. So I guess I don't really have a good. I mean, I pulled my starting gravity, obviously, but I don't have a good concept of how many pounds that is. So again, lessons I'm learning in my first mead: don't fuck up and do the math wrong on how much honey you're adding in, so you get actually accurate honey count, accurate, an accurate honey weight that's going into your mead. So chalk that one up to inexperience, and then also just dumping the nutrients in, just kind of all heavy, top heavy, into one giant blob, and then just sit there and float on the top. And I ended up having to poke it with like a sanitized knife or a chopstick or something, try to break it all up, or a spoon, whatever I had at the time, until the last adding. And then I figured out that I needed to make like a little channel type thing and just kind of tap it in and spin it around, just lightly add it in there, I guess, regardless of however you do it. Just tap it in, tap it in. And that seemed to work the best. So anyway, sitting at last check 1056. Hopefully it gets down much farther than that, so we can have a nice strong alcohol content, and we will back sweeten and as necessary, as I do have this jar right here. This is actually the jar of the one, so that's the only amount of honey that didn't make it into the mead. Out of, like I said, this is 36, so that was two of these, so 72 ounces. And then I don't know how many times 16 goes into 72, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 4, because 16, 32, 32, 32, 64. So that's 4 pounds, and was that 6, 7, 8 ounces? 4 pounds, 8 ounces, so 4.5 pounds. So I don't have my scale out, but I'm certainly guessing that that's less than half a pound of honey right there. So I'm saying I put close to 4 pounds in there, minus some that I poured off. So I don't know. It's gonna be a wild ride, and I'm liking it. Little bits I pinch off and taste when I'm doing my reading so far. I've tasted okay. It went from tasting really sweet to really sweet with some fermentation to kind of sweet with some fermentation. The last time it was tastes like fermentation with some little bit of sweet left in there. So I'm hoping that's just because it's in process, still eating and it's still active and everything. And that's why it has that taste to it. And maybe it's because I fucked up. I don't think it's infected or anything like that. It is getting this ocean foamy brown foam. I'm assuming it's yeast related. I've been kind of like scraping it off the top as I go. And I think I kind of read that's you're supposed to do that, but you can do that. And it might increase the flavor. Maybe I'm fucking up and I'm like, no, you idiot. That's like, it's supposed to do that. You need that there for love and protection. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And like I said, I'm having a good time with it. I do have unwanted ants. I'm not trying to sure how to, I know how to get rid of ants with like poison and everything like that, but I'm like, really? They're not going anywhere. They didn't really kind of show up in this until the mead showed up there. I'm like, can they really smell the mead, or are they attracted that much to honey and mead? And that's kind of why I got the honey out here. I'm trying to get as far away from that as possible. I got the mead, kind of protected now, so I don't really have to worry about that. But it was like, man, this thing is attracting ants. So is that something anybody out there has ever had a problem with, man? Have you ever had bugs attracted to your meat? I've seen people with like flies in their airlock and stuff like that, but like specifically like seeking your meat out. I would assume that they would. It's basically fucking nectar, and that's what bugs, well, most bugs, pollinating bugs and shit do. They seek out nectar. So imagine if left the opportunity, it might even attract in a fucking hummingbird. What the fuck was that? Yeah, I think I probably would. Because we got some big ass hummingbirds. I actually had a hummingbird nest right outside my window one time. It was the coolest thing. I had not even expected that. Sorry to go off on a tangent, but it was really cool. It was like really small, about like the size of my thumb, and it just hangs out in the tree. And I think I saw Mom hanging out there a couple times, but it had an egg in it, and it did its thing, and it wasn't there no more. And then we cut that branch away because it was kind of dead and hanging down. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. I definitely like that. See what else? Oh, let me get into it. Drink this Saxaboom. Got all wound up. The fucking internet problems and bullshit. Got all lost in it. Now I got 2 fucking streams. But you know what? You can call that growing pains, switching over to YouTube from Instagram, trying to be more inclusive, but I'm getting to eventually get set up with Restream where I can do 3 at once, do Instagram, do Facebook, do YouTube, and maybe even go to Twitch at some point. I guess why not? I don't really use Twitch. I use Twitch for some things, but I'm not a huge Twitch head. I don't have like a bunch of gamers that I follow and everything like that. So I'm not really sure about the inner workings of Twitch, but with that Restream, you definitely got that ability to do that. So definitely gonna scope that out and everything. So happy about the switch over. Like I said, growing pains with the connectivity, and I'm sure that's I know that's not YouTube's problem, but I'm just gonna chalk it up to, like I said, growing pains. What else do we got today? Talked about our mead. We talked about the Kitsune Brewing and the Saxaboom. Talked about that baloney going on at work. We talked about stupid connectivity, internet problems, and other BS going on in the daily life per the beer and bullshit initial startings of this. And but yeah, that's what you should definitely do. Go back and watch a couple of those beers and bullshits episodes. You really want to see me get crazy with some shit. I think I pretty much went stupid in a couple of them, but yeah, that was definitely some good times when I was just doing them, not live and pre-recorded. But I had to get over this awkwardness of being live on camera eventually. Like I said, that's if you've been following me on the live stream since the beginning. That's what these live streams are all about. Me getting rid of my awkwardness. As you can see, I'm always fidgety and everything like that, just because I'm so nervous and everything. But hey, welcome to fucking being human being, right? Right. So the other things we want to talk to you about tonight, the new meme series that I'm going to be starting called, and that's what I need your help with, is what are we going to call it? So I got an idea. Let me tell you what's going on. Spitball, rapid spitfire ball, some ideas with me about, some names about what could be, for the idea for the video series. So I'm going to be doing, we as in me and other participants in the video series, participants, yes, plural. So we're going to be doing a TK and Drinks multi-mead maker interview series. So we have a couple different interviewees going on at one time. We get 3 or 4 different mead makers linked up and see if we can't, have a discussion about, we're going to be talking about like yeast and nutrient combinations. We're going to be talking about favorite brewing styles and favorite, I spent all day today before the system came up making a list and everything about everything I wanted to do for these guys. You know what? Actually, I think I do have that list. Now, where is that list? It is out in the other room, so I'm not going to go get it, but I almost forgot it. I got it in the other room, though. But so anyway, we're going to have this wide variety of topics from, highly technical stuff to kind of just like grossly abstract and pretty much everything in between. If you've seen any of my interviews or seen any of my stuff, I can pretty much just go crazy, random shit anytime. So we're going to be discussing that. It's going to be, like I said, 3 or 4 mead makers at a time, plus myself. And we'll have topic of the day. And we're just going to, chop it up for, anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on how things are going, how it's flowing, and all that type of stuff. I try to keep it a little organic when it comes to ending these interviews. Just let them flow so everybody gets to say their piece and everybody gets to have a good time and whatnot. And I got a couple names I've been kicking around, but I would love to see what y'all think out there. So yeah, in the comment section here, go ahead, hit me up. Fatboy35, yes, that guy, that is a great name. Definitely digging that. Nope, not digging any of those. No. All right, you know what? So, in the comment section here, I'm getting a bunch of boo-boo. So I'm just going to go with my idea, at least for now. And like I said, maybe hit me up later if you can come up with an idea. But let's go with Meeting of the Minds. And it sounds corny and it sounds terrible. And I think I'm going to go with it because of how corny and cheesy and terrible it is. And it kind of, it's punny. It's cheaply punny at best. But I'm hoping that it'll suit the need for the show, So we'll go with Meeting of the Minds. I've also been going with the Mead Roundtable or Roundtable Meeting, something like that. But I think the one that sticks with me the most is the Meeting of the Minds. So definitely going to try to have a couple of those videos out before the end of the year. I'm doing my best to try to get, like I said, 3 or 4 mead makers for each of these videos, and it's going to be wild to see how this all turns out. I'm reaching out to all the mead makers that I've worked with, and some that I haven't worked with, and some home brewers, and just got a plethora of people that I'm reaching out to. And I've gotten some very positive responses so far, and I'm actually really excited that the people that I've talked to want to work with me, and that it's actually even going to become a possibility. Because, man, I think it would be really cool and fresh just to be able to see what get all these mead makers together in a session where it's not just them behind their bar, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit, and I mean, I guess they'd still probably be behind their bar, so to speak, depending on where they're zooming in from or linking in from or whatever. And you know, some guys might even just be in through audio, or some gals might just be in through audio, or might some people, um, you know, all these humans will be, you know, coming in however they're coming in, audio, video, or otherwise. And but just to see them, to see all these people bouncing ideas off each other, and you know, just, you know, other than just in the comment section, because comment section is so, I say filtered, but it's, you know, a comment section is a comment section, you know, but to be able to get like live responses from each other, and to not be able to like hide your reaction when someone says something that you don't like, or to be able to hide your, or to be able to show your excitement when someone says you know, and be able to have that interaction back and forth. It's not gonna be perfect, obviously, because these stupid Zoom meetings and Google Meets and all these things that have lag, and there's, you know, it's never as smooth as you want it to be, but I think it'll definitely be a fun thing to watch, and it's going to be an awesome thing to be able to put together, and hopefully some really cool information comes out of it. I mean, I'm trying to learn a ton of stuff from these people as well. I'm trying to learn a ton of stuff from all these people, and I hope that other people would want to learn this stuff as well. And I'm assuming that people do, and that's why I say I hope that I'm trying to learn it as well, because that's why I want people coming here to me and my channel, is to, you know, to come here to learn something, because I love to learn. It's one of my favorite things in life. And if people can learn from me and, you know, digest something and be quasi entertained in the process, you know, I think I'm doing an okay job. I think I'm doing an all right job. Ooh, excuse me. So, yeah. So, learn something from all these mead makers, and we're gonna try to slam something together. So definitely be on the lookout for that, and that might be also involved with the Patreon page as well. So, hoping we can get a Patreon thing going. Man, like I said, I've been telling people for a long time, if you're new to the channel, that I was initially really against Patreon, and then, you know, I definitely come to see the value of it, and excuse me again. I really tried my best to not badmouth it absolutely terribly in the beginning. You know, I definitely blasted people who used it inappropriately. You know, I don't think people should just be out there using Patreon just for the fact that it's there, and just make people start paying for their content straight out the gate. You know, if you're going to have people pay for your content, especially when you have a platform like YouTube where you can do it for free, or Instagram or Facebook or anything, you know, if you're going to go to a Patreon account, make sure that you got quality fucking content, and don't give people shit that, you know, that they used to get for free, and just start charging them money for it, because that's going to piss people off, and that's definitely going to not be beneficial to your cause. So again, that's why I've not released the Patreon page for TK and Drinks yet, but I'm definitely going to be heading that route with it. So, man, be on the lookout for that as well. Like I said, meeting of the minds, TK and Drinks Patreon, some things to be on the lookout for in the future. Yeah. Finish off our Saxaboom here. So we had a sampling event a couple weekends ago. Got one coming up. I think I'm going to do one this weekend. Got another sampling event coming. Yeah, pretty sure I'm doing one this weekend. But anyway, so had a couple weekends ago. Did some pretty good sales there. Was not as busy as I would have imagined, like for a Saturday night. Like, I don't know if it's because COVID's still like kicking strong and people are just heading out as much. But, you know, liquor stores usually pretty often jamming for a Saturday night, and it was definitely slow. So I'm thinking this week maybe I'll go in on a Friday night, go down and hit the mead spot on the Friday night and try to sling some of that mead, because man, it's a tough market out here in Arizona. There's some heavy competition, but the fact that I'm out there selling bottles, I think speaks volumes for the cats that I'm selling for. These guys have some kick-ass products, man. Opagard Meadery, I really, man. First of all, John being a you know, longtime friend, 20 years, almost 20 years that we've been friends now, or whatever it is. His stuff is so just uniquely smooth, and he has this way, like, his flavor profile comes across like he has this like goal in mind, and it comes across in everything. Like, he tells you what it is, and there's no frills, no gimmicks. You're just gonna taste like peach cobbler. Boom! It tastes like peach cobbler. You can taste the peach. You can taste the allspice. You can taste the love that goes into it. You can almost taste the sugar, but it's not sugar. It's honey. His stuff is phenomenal. I really dig his stuff. And then you got Dan over there at Spacetime Meat and Cider Works. Now, Dan's stuff, I mean, John's stuff is great. Dan's stuff is uniquely great in a completely different way. Like, his stuff is what I use to try to bring wine drinkers over to the mead side. And there's several wine drinkers that have been very poo-pooey of anything honey wine, blah, 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 blah. And man, they get a taste of that raspberry mellow from mead, Spacetime Mead and Cider Works, and I tell you what, they light up those. They're not a big fan of how sweet it is, but they're a big fan of the flavor profile, and that it could be achieved something like that full bodied through that process, and it's not a grape wine. And so I definitely love Spacetime in that capacity. And then of course Brimminghorn, their stuff is just on a whole nother level altogether. They're like a mead maker they're the mead makers that I know mead makers aspire to try to be like. And not that mead makers don't try to aspire to be like the other two cats too, because I'm sure that they do. But I mean, but Brimminghorn has something special about their stuff. I've yet to meet these cats in person. I'm dying to go out to Delaware and sit at their bar and chew the fat with these guys and gals and peoples and everybody out there, and just soak it all up, because I'm telling you, they're just on another level. He got this one called the Toretto. I haven't done a video on it specifically because I'm saving it because of how unique and awesome it is. At least I don't remember doing a video on it. I've made it I'm pretty sure not, though. I may have talked about it before. But this bottle right here, this is the Toretto. This is a cherry almond mead. And this thing is something the fuck else. Cherry, vanilla, cocoa, and almonds. It's like cherry amaretto. It's like if the best cherry juice and the best amaretto liqueur like just had a baby, and it just like I think from Pineapple Express. If these two fucked and these two fucked, and then those babies had a fuck, and it's like child fucking or whatever it is. Like, this stuff is just so insanely awesome. It's like this hybrid of all these other amazing flavors, and the way that they put it together and the way it comes across is otherworldly. Is how I have to put it, man. It's like something they pulled out of another dimension. They reached over through another dimension, pulled this out, and said, and some demon had to like let go of it, and then they like pumped it into these bottles. And it's like that with most of their stuff. I can't say all of their stuff because obviously I haven't had it, but I've had a wide variety of their stuff. Another one of their favorites, I'm not sure I did a review on, if I can find the bottle, which I can. The Sleepy House. This is a chamomile mead. This is I actually have to say, I might actually like this better than the Demon Blood Cherry Toretto amazingness. This, as I understand, was made. So I'm not sure what their connection is 100%, but this is made in honor of Shannon, who was the lead singer from Blind Melon, if anybody remembers them from the 90s, which you should, because they were amazing, not just the Bumblebee Girl song. But so they are connected with that family in some capacity, and they brew this up in his honor, I believe, if memory serves, for his mother. And yeah, chamomile tea mead, absolutely amazing. One of my favorites. So, like I said, all these brands are kicking ass and taking names, and y'all should be out there buying as much of this stuff as you can, whether it's from me or for them or from any of their other distributors or retailers or whatever. Because these guys, if you're not aware of who they are, you're sleeping on them all, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring, like, I try to equate it to a car world because that's, you know, I come from a car junkie type of background, not super mega gearhead aficionado. I never had the opportunity to have like a big ass garage full of tools and everything, but you know, I know a thing or two here and there, maybe a little bit, tiny little drop in the Grand Canyon type of thing. And you know, sleeper cars were always my favorite. I always love the car that show up just looking stock, maybe with some alterations that look like they could be stock, you know, but something that's stock like. And just when it came down to the time to, you know, clean, but you know, always clean. You want it to look nice, but just nothing gaudy and overbearing or anything like that. And then just went out and laid the fucking smackdown on people. You know, that was always my thing when I was into cars, and I like to do. That's kind of the way I'm taking this approach with the mead thing. You know, the Birminghorn there, you know, to me that seems like a little bit outside that league, just because there's so many, in my opinion, and from in the mead world, you know, there's so many people that know about the Birminghorn, but there's a ton of people that don't, and certainly Space Time and Opagard. You know, like I said, if you don't have this massive following, or it's a shame that these guys don't have a bigger following, and people are sleeping on them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing these sleepers out there. People even look at me like, "Oh, what's this? Huh? That's gonna do what? Nah, I don't think so." And then you take a hit, and bam, man, it's game over. You're hooked. You're sitting there drinking the Cascade hop mead from Opagard, and you're like, "I didn't know I needed a hop mead in my life." That is that's my favorite hop mead that I've had. I've had some really good hop meads, but my favorite is the Opagard one. It's just so smooth. It has such a it's a sweet green flavor. It's like if you sweeten Mother Nature. Like, I know I say that type of stuff all the time, and it's kind of lame and corny, but like, it's seriously, if you can take the essence of a hop and just put like make it into like if it wasn't just a piece of plant that you couldn't eat, like if it was like a hop chip or like a hop popcorn or something like that, it was like exactly 100% hop taste, but like the texture of popcorn or something, and you just drizzled that with honey, and like you ate it like that, and like you have all these characters and notes in it. It's so good. It's just so good. Now, I'm not saying there ain't other hop meads out there that don't pop and slam and smack in their own way, but this one is my own personal favorite. Like I said, you're gonna sleep on these cats, you're gonna sleep on one of these meads, and I'm gonna open it up on you, and you're gonna be fucking done. You didn't even see it fucking coming. So don't sleep on any of these meaderies. Go pick them up. Like I said, Space Time Mead and Cider Works out of Pennsylvania. Go scope them out. Opagard Meadery up in Tuckwell, Washington. Go scope them out. Birminghorn Meadery, Delaware. Scope them out. Pick up whatever you can. Most of these cats, like I said, I endorse these guys. I sell their products. I pretty much say you can try their stuff blind, sight unseen. And while you might not like the flavor profile, it's pretty much going to be technically sound. And you're going to say, wow, I don't necessarily like that flavor, but that's some good shit. Hey, it is what it is. We got 10 minutes left-ish on the show. Didn't even get to finish my Saxaboom. I had one person just pop in and out real quick. Everybody just pops in and out, probably not liking the fact that I'm not just... No, I don't even know. That's an interesting question. If anybody watches this in the future, post a comment or something. I don't know how that works. I haven't really got a lot of comments on live videos, so I don't even know if that's a possibility to comment on them after they're live. But yeah, you know, if you know what? Never mind. Screw it. Does not say what kind of hops he used on this. That really is a shame. Oh well. But I love that. I think that was like a toy saxophone. Oh, I think I got my other one right up here. Oh shit! It's raining beer cans. It is raining beer cans. Yep. So yeah, Saxaboom B1 and B2. Now the first one, oh, there is no real Saxaboom Sunrise. 7.2%. 7.2%. Now that first batch, that one was cool. He only had like, from what I understand, he only made like 64 packs of that one. This one. 60 of those. So I felt really blessed to be able to pick up. Actually, I got 2 of them, but felt lucky, like I said, with this dude being able to open up his own brewery. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way as I do. This guy's in the tops. Whatever your fucking number is, top 3, top 5, top 10, whatever the fuck. If you got a top list of some sort, Kitsune probably going to be in there because, like I said, Tyler makes some fucking kick-ass stuff. Now, granted, he doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, but he's going to be doing stouts. He's going to be having his whole barrel age program. When you're brewing, that's one thing a lot of people are like, oh, he don't do a whole variety of stuff. Look, man, when you're co-brewing in somebody else's spot, you don't got the room to do all that shit for yourself. You don't have the room to invade their tanks. Yo, I'm trying to do 17 fucking brews and shit. No, man, you're like, it's not just them either. It's the state, and you can't have it. It is what it is. So now he's gonna have his own spot. He's gonna be doing his shit up. He's gonna have fucking stouts. Guarantee he's gonna. I don't know for 100% fact. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but last time I was hanging out with him, he said he was definitely considering a barrel aging program. So there it is. I mean, this dude's gonna be doing stuff big. Like I said, I can't, not 100%. Nothing's 100% in this world. Let's give it that, except for what? Death and taxes. And that's some old bullshit right there. But tell you, Kitsune doing big things. Be on the lookout for them here in North Phoenix. Go scoop out any of their stuff. The Forager, the Forager IPA that's might still be finding in stores, and then certainly the Saxaboom West Coast that's out right now. And then once he gets off and popping, I'm gonna head there. Definitely try to do a live stream. Might have to do that from Instagram because I don't have enough followers here on YouTube to do that. So if that is any inclination, hey, Kevin, share the screen, share the stream. Sure to like the video if you can, and help get me some more subscribers. And we will, once I get up to, I don't even know, maybe it's 1,000 subscribers before you can go live on your mobile device. But follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well, and I'll be doing live videos there on my phone until I can get that ability to do that on the old YouTube device. What the fuck? It is what it is. Roll with the punches, like I said before. You've got to deal with the growing pains. So, yeah. What else we got going on today? Oh, had to get rid of some kitties this weekend. If anybody remembers or has been, again, following me, had the cat catastrophe over the summer where we ended up having 2 accidental litters at the same time. At one point, there was like 16 kittens in my house, or 16 cats between kittens and moms and individual cats and whatnot. But yeah, so we ended up getting rid of probably the last 3 of them that we had to get rid of this weekend. So that was a wonderful event. Got to make the family all sad and everything with that. But man, that's a lot of cats to have. So back down to our stock number, which is our max number of 4 cats in the house, and we're good to go. And having kittens in the house again, it's been a long time since I've had kittens in the house. And these, what's up, brother Tony? How you doing, my man? It's been a long time since I've had this many kittens in my house, and these cats are tearing the fuck up out of everything. I mean, the ones that I know it might kind of sound like a dickish thing to do, but like when you have that many kittens and you decide, okay, we're going to keep, 2, you got to pick and choose which ones you're going to keep. You got put them up, you rehome as many of them as you can, which we did, which was awesome. We got some good homes for a bunch of, I'm going to say 6 of those cats got some really good homes. And, the rest of them, unfortunately, we did have to take to an adoption place. So they're going to adopt them out there. And, it's brutal. But like I said, if I was going to have 16 fucking cats in my house, that was going to be ridiculous. I didn't get any sleep because you got them all running over. Meow, 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 meow. Like, I don't understand how crazy cat ladies do it. Like, I don't understand literally how a crazy cat, I mean, that's probably because you have to be crazy to be a crazy cat lady, because that many cats will drive you insane. I think it's one of those catch-22s. You can't be a crazy cat lady unless you're crazy. You can't be a cat. How would that work? You can't be a crazy cat lady if you're not crazy, and you can't be a cat lady if you're not crazy. You can't be crazy if you're not a cat lady. I don't know. It's been too long of a day, and all those fucking fucked up technical issues at the beginning of the video got me all sidetracked and just pretty much got me disillusioned for this whole video. So I apologize for the subpar quality of the live stream here on the YouTube. But going forward, be doing as many videos as I can here on YouTube. So like I said, share, like, share the stream, follow, subscribe if you haven't done any of those things. And the more subscribers I got, the more chance I'll be able to actually have to do live videos on YouTube from my mobile device. Because right now I got to set up my laptop or do it from my home computer, which is always a pain in the ass, given the amount of people in my house and the access I have to quiet areas and whatnot. So it is what it is. I want to do those live videos from my phone so I can go do them from, like I say, like at the brewery and whatnot. I guess I could take my laptop to the brewery, but I don't really have a stable Wi-Fi connection. I never really trust Wi-Fi connections at like Starbucks or anything like that to do live streaming from like their Wi-Fi connection, because I know how unstable mine is, and you got like 14 people over there streaming off of them. I mean, maybe it worked, but like I said, until I get ready to go on my phone, just can pretty much go with this for now. So, it's been a day, it's been a week, and see here. What did we go over today? Oh, we got the mead update, which was homebrew mead. We're up to day 10. Last reading was at 1056, which I think was at day 8. Starting at 116 down to 05. Started at 116 down to 056 in, like, was that 8 days? So I'm hoping that I didn't overfeed the yeast, 7 grams of nutrients to 3 grams of yeast spread across, 3 days, pitched with 1 gram, put 2 grams in at 24, 48, 72 hours. Doesn't taste nutrienty. I mean, because that fermento has a particular smell. It doesn't taste. I mean, maybe I need to stick my finger in and taste the fermento and see what it tastes like to see if it, like, I can taste that actual taste in the mead. It's probably not going to be very pleasant, but sometimes in the name of science, you got to do shit that's not very pleasant. But it doesn't taste like it smells, so I'm not thinking that there's a fermentation. I'm not thinking that there's too much nutrients left over. I'm just hoping that there's not. But it's got a strong fermentation aroma to it, and it is losing sweetness by the day. I'm hoping to get up to 14%. I don't know what that's going to. Starting at 116, I'm thinking I'm going to have to get all the way down to 990 for that to even have some sort of semblance of a 13%, 12, 13% or 14%. But like I said, I haven't plugged it into, Brewmaster or Brew Book or whatever those websites are. There's a ton of them out there. Or calculators or whatever. I guess not necessarily websites, but I haven't plugged anything into any of that yet. But hoping to get that taken care of relatively soon. It's still eating and still going away, so I know it's not done quite yet. The yeast, I believe, only goes to 12. Hey, if I can get up to 12%, then hey, I'll be on board with 12%. I was going to go for 14. Maybe I'm going to have to switch over to the 116 that I got to get a little higher than that. Maybe those can't get that high. I picked them because of my unstable brewing temperature. Room that the brew is going to be happening in. So try to do something with nice and hearty. If I can only got to 12, 12. I'm not going to be sad with that. I'll be happy if I can consistently get 12 with that. So I got up to 13.5 with just natural nutrition. Who knows what's going to happen with this, man? This is a total crapshoot in the dark, and it's fun and it's a wild ride. I feel like I'm like riding a Bronco or something like that, man. It's I don't know what's going to happen next, and it's fun, and I'm scared, and I hope I survive the whole thing, I guess. So yeah, just like kind of like riding a Bronco. Nervous, scared, excited. Think I want to pee myself a little, maybe not so much. I don't know. It's a new feeling. I'm kind of nervous, but not. But but yeah. So we got Voss is a good yeast. It'll come out decent. Well, I'm hoping it'll come out decent. Like I said, my biggest thing is I'm hoping that it'll. I'm hoping that it'll eat through the nutrients. I got it. It started off sweet with no fermentation, and my second one was sweet with some fermentation. Then it kind of went semi-sweet with more fermentation, and the last time I tried it was just heavy on the fermentation with mild sweetness in there. So I'm hoping that the fermentation taste is just the kind of funkiness is just because it's alive and still fermenting, and like the gas that's in it. I kind of actually like the slightly carbonated. Maybe I'll make my meads on the lightly carbonated side. Still meads are fantastic. I like that. Maybe I'll have to play with this whole degassing thing when it comes to bottling. Because I'm certainly not trying to make any bottle rockets out of any of these things. The last thing I want to do is someone to pop their swing top and just have it paint their ceiling, because I had that happen to me and I didn't enjoy it. So I don't want to do that to anybody else. Certainly not intentionally. So gonna be fucking with the homebrew for here, certainly for the next little while till it's done. I'm gonna assume I pick randomly 7 days. Once I get 7 days worth of the continual reading of the same reading on the hydrometer, I'm gonna call that done, unless there's more that I should do. So got the mead going, talked about the beer, talked about the mead. Oh, and the mead roundtable idea. So I got a mead makers roundtable video in the works. I've been in communication with about almost 24 different mead makers and home brewers and different types of people. I don't say necessarily home brewers, but people in the homebrew industry that don't quasi-professional home brewers. Anyway, I've been in talks with some lots of different people about it, and everybody's excited, everybody's interested, and it's a matter of getting certain people lined up on different days. Picking people to line up at different days. I don't want to try to get people a bunch of mead makers that are already friends all the time. I want to get some people that don't necessarily know each other, get some people that do know each other, and I think again, that's going to be something I'll have to just play with and see how it turns out. Maybe getting a bunch of guys that are all friends together and they talk about something, creates this wonderful something. Maybe it just turns that into a gab session and they can't stay on topic. Like friends in it, like when you back in school, when you're talking with your friends, teacher's trying to talk about something, last thing you're doing, I don't care, we're just gabbing. So to play that by ear, it is what it is, I guess, in that instance. But the good news is that there are professionals who are interested in making the videos and want to be parts of the situation. So like I said, get 3 or 4 of them cats together for a couple, I want to make it at least 90 minutes to make it worth people's while, maybe 2 hours. If you think that's too long, I don't know, maybe it should be only a half hour long. Maybe people aren't interested in these longer ass videos. I personally like the longer interviews. I think that you get more information out of there. It makes something a little bit more interesting. Maybe I'll do something, but so definitely got those going on here in the future as well. Hoping to have at least, man, I'm aiming for 2. I'm aiming to have 2 of those mead roundtables done by the end of the year. Try to get one done in October, one in November, and one, yeah. Oh, hey, Cynthia. How you doing, Miss Cynthia? It's been a long time. Glad to see you're here. I YouTube is terrible about telling you like what's going on with people who are watching and everything, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Haven't seen you. Hope you're doing well. Hope things in your life are as good as I remember they were towards the end of when we were hanging out on a regular basis. Seems like things were heading in a much better direction. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in and showing support. Ooh, got back to work from COVID. Man, that's got to be rough. I never got the antibody test, so I don't know if I ever had it or not. I'm guessing I had it back in October or January of 2020 when it was like first still coming out, based on how sick I was. But unfortunately, never got tested. But I'm vaccinated, good to go there. Hoorah, hoorah, all those things. Yeah, I'm sure it did suck to have sucked out loud, as you would say, to have COVID. Yeah, it doesn't sound pleasant. None of that feeling like that is awesome. So, but glad you're back to work and got both the Moderna shots and still got it. Man, now that's the crazy thing, to think you got Miss Cynthia got 2 shots and she still caught the freaking breakthrough case. Now, can you imagine if that was you catch a breakthrough case? And no, so I'm glad she's doing fine. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Yeah, I wouldn't wish it on anyone either. Yeah, no, totally agree with all that. But I'm glad you're back to work. Hopefully, you got a better job than the last time we spoke. If not, I completely understand that. I would ride that out for every last penny I could get from them cats. So yeah, doctor says it was probably the Delta type. Man, see, that scares the shit out of me because I only got the Pfizer vaccine. If I end up getting that Delta type, man, that thing, it seems like it's kicking the shit out of everybody. Same old, same old. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what I was figuring. Same old, same old. But hey, man, you got to love it when your friends at least show up to your live stream. So thank you very much, Miss Cynthia, for showing up. And it is close to shutting down time, unfortunately. Got dinner and the family in the background. Supposed to be out of here at 10, but pushing it out to 7:10 because we did have technical difficulties, and I want to give y'all that full hour that I promise every week with the TK and Drinks live stream. So hope you and my family are good. Yes, Miss Cynthia, me and the family are good. The kids did survive the pandemic times. Had to do 1 full year online, which as many kids went, as far as many kids went south, unfortunately, with the whole COVID thing. My kids, with the online schooling, I mean, my kids actually did okay with the online schooling. They both came out in the top of their class, and I'm super lucky that these kids, I give them as much praise as I can because they really kicked ass through the whole online school. It wasn't our choice. That was the school district, and we sent them back as soon as, well, not as soon as we could. We did give it a little bit of time just to see how everything would work based on if they were going to shut schools down based on COVID cases, because they were unsure. We got them back in there, and they've had COVID cases. They've been continuing to go. They've been masked, and they're, trying to be as conscious as possible as they can be. So, but they're doing good thanks to that. And Mama Bear's doing good. And, we're all pretty much just putting right along. Got a new gig, doing the same thing, kind of different type of industry, but still working in the office, doing the purchasing and all that type of stuff. So life is heading in the right direction. Every day gets a little bit better. So sorry for anybody else who was not part of my previous life where I knew Miss Cynthia, and you get to be part of my daily interactions. And that's what the TK and Drinks live stream is all about. Getting to know me, TK, me getting over my awkwardness of being live on the internet and being live on video and everything like that, and just having some beer, talking some bullshit, and It is what it is here on TK and Drinks. It's a wild card every time. Oh, yes, I can guarantee anybody who doesn't believe me, you see this in the future, there is only one Miss Cynthia, and she cannot be replicated, duplicated, or any other implicated that you could come up with. And that is wonderful because she is a unicorn, and we do not need we don't want another one of her because that would take away from her unique beauty in and of itself. It's very nice to see you. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. I appreciate that. Taught me a lot, and you're a great friend, and I enjoyed I enjoyed our time working together. It was one of the things I never really got to say goodbye to all my friends at that one job that kicked me out. So thanks for being a friend and helping me out, and it was a pleasure working with you, Miss Cynthia. You're a true friend. Thank you. So on that note, on the sappiness, as I bring a tear to my own eye because it's been like that. Everybody have a good day, good night, good evening. See y'all next week, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Arizona time, which right now is on Pacific time. Sometimes it's on Mountain time. I'll try to put out the clicks on my social media on Facebook and Instagram on the stories or something about when I'm going to be doing lives on YouTube. So if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you should know when I'm doing them on YouTube. I will do my best to keep everybody updated. Much love, Miss Cynthia. Y'all, everybody else, have a good night.